the next 25 years, we need to generate the kind of growth that China generated in the previous 25 years. Now, that requires all cylinders firing. We need to fix our own, reform our government, reform our judiciary, reform all these things, by the way, of many of which I speak about. I personally attempt to fix some of those things through process reforms, structural reforms, and so on. But we need to, it has to be all decks, all hands on the deck all hands on the deck kind of approach, because frankly, this is the push that will take us through. And we don't have the luxury of time. So I think this is the important thing that we need to, that requires that, people love this when they say China did through state-led capitalism. They love the state-led part of it. What about the capitalism part of it? So we need to get everybody out there pushing, taking risk, and that some of it is physical risk, some of it is business risk, a lot of it is intellectual risk. I mean, what about India's patenting system? And I've worked for the last 3-4 years fixing India's patent system. It's now reasonably efficient. But you know what problem we now have? We don't get enough applications. So in the next 12 months or so, India's patenting system will be good enough to deal with 2.5 lakh, that's 250,000 applications a year. Do you know how many we get? We get 100,000 applications a year. Now, even allowing for, very optimistically, about 40% of it will actually be given patents. So if we're getting only 100,000 patents a year, we can only, at the best, give 40,000 patent actual grants. Okay, now put it in context. China gives about 900,000 patents a year. Even if you leave out utility patents, low quality patents, it gives out about 300,000 patents a year. So China gives out 300,000 patents a year. Our best case scenario, given the applications giving, is 40,000. And that's not because the government is the bottleneck anymore. It used to be, but we have fixed it. So we now need that risk-taking, that patenting culture, and a lot of it has to come from private labs, by the way. Government labs in India, we can be improved. I'm not saying that they shouldn't be improved. But worldwide, most of the patenting is done by universities and, very importantly, the private sector. But Indian private sector hardly invests into R&D because there is no culture of doing R&D.